Hey, all right. Hey, friends. Michael Kingswood here, and it is story time because that's my podcast. But it's a special time, of course, because we are launching another Kickstarter campaign today, as we've done many times in the past. I'm going to put the banner up here so I don't forget. That is the link michaelkingswood.com/52 in 23 V5 for the new campaign. And I'm pushing launch as we speak. I'm not going to actually show that just because of there's some personal info when it launches in the screen that I have to go through to launch, and don't want you guys to see it because gross. But hey, we're up, and now I'll show that in a minute. But first, I have to apologize a little bit. So, as is usual, the, all the kids got sick right before the holidays and got colds. And of course, when that happens, all the adults get sick too. And one of the many fun things about me is when I get sick, get a cold, I get a cough, and that cough will linger for months. Started way back in 2002 when SARS was coming out, and everybody was like, "Oh, you're gonna die of SARS." Like, that's not, no, it's not SARS. I went to the doctor, like, I don't know, man, it's a virus or something. I don't know. And took the Navy docs like almost 6 years later, like, yeah, dude, it's like an asthma thing, viral induced asthma, they called it. Um, I guess. Um, Later on, they started thinking, oh, maybe it's an allergy, but here it's January. There's no allergens in the air January, so I'm pretty sure it's the asthma thing. It was really fun during the COVID chicanery because everyone would freak out around me because yeah, I didn't have a cold anymore, but I was coughing. They're like, "Oh my gosh, you're gonna kill us!" No, no, it's just asthma. But of course, what are you gonna do? Um, anyway, so I'm gonna be coughing periodically here. That's okay. I took some Robitussin. Probably won't do anything. Got a little prosecco to wash down the cough with. Yeah, that'll maybe help a little bit. Anyway, we are here because of the 52 Stories in 2023 project. Those of you who are new to what I do um, and have been doing may not be familiar with that. So let's just go ahead and, um, you know, like tell you about it. The Hang on, I'm going to check and make sure my sound is coming through. Okay, yeah, sound is coming through. Okay, good. So anyway, so for 2023, I went on a writing journey. I write a lot of books, write a lot of short stories. I've written a lot more short stories than books. So that's going to change this year. The last couple years, I'm mostly doing short fiction. This year, I'm going back to novels. I've currently got 8 novels and like 11 different collections of short work, half a dozen novellas, so over 100 titles total. Because the short stories are up separately as well, of course. Not all of them yet, because I'm a little behind on that. But in 2023, I decided I was going to do a lot of short fiction and at least one a week and break it up into volumes and do Kickstarter campaigns for each volume. A lot of people told me you couldn't do that. Some people said, "Oh man, don't tell people how fast you're writing the short stories, because that'll be you know give away the ghost of writing stuff." And there's some validity to that, but I, for my own production and business reasons, decided to let the cat out of the bag a little bit, at least with the short fiction. And so I've been doing this for all of 2023. And now we are at the end of 2023, beginning of 2024. We're finishing it up. We did 4 campaigns before. First one campaign was in March, and this came out to the world at large May, I think. Second one campaign was in, I guess, June. And it came out to everybody July-ish. Third one was in the summer, late summer. Excuse me, went out to everybody October-ish, if I remember right. And now we've got the 4th volume, which was the campaign ran in October. It just because of holidays and stuff, I got it out to everybody. It released on Christmas Day, and it's currently being shipped. The paper copy is being shipped to the backers of the campaign Now it will start showing up on people's doorsteps in the next week or so at the latest. So that's good. So we fulfilled all those campaigns. Now we're launching campaign number 5. And I'm here to tell you about that because it's a cool campaign and you should back it. And it's live now. So I am going to, as I've done in the past, go over to the campaign page and show you what we got. So let's share that screen here in a second. We're going to share screen. Yeah. Yes, screen StreamYard. Here we go. All right. We're going to share the screen. So this is a campaign. It's over on Kickstarter. You can again get there at 52 michaelkingswood.com/52 and 23 V5. That's a short link, obviously. So I made a little video of me. I'll just let me talk for a minute. It's going to say the same things I just said mostly, but still it's a good video. I want to show it to you. So let's play that. Hi, friends. I'm Michael Kingswood. I write fiction for fun and profit. I've been writing fiction for a good long time now, and I have works out there spanning the genres from science fiction to fantasy, the mystery, a little bit of romance, but mostly the first 3. And I, this year, embarked on a grand quest. I have previously written a bunch of short fiction, but I wanted to take it to another level, and I said I'm going to write at least a story a week for the entire year. And when I do those stories, I'm going to put them together in collections and release them to the grand reading public, you, via Kickstarter campaigns. I started the first campaign in the spring that produced this book, which went out to the readers in about April. I then proceeded on writing and did Volume 2, which went out around the May-June timeframe. Volume 3 got completed late summer, early fall, and Volume 4 is being distributed to the backers of the campaign as we speak. So that's 4 campaigns, 4 successfully done, but I wasn't finished for the year because I had to complete my quest. And I did. I crushed it. I fulfilled it in spades, and now we're ready to put the final volume, the culminating campaign of this grand project, out for you, the reading public, to enjoy. But wait, there's more. Because I didn't just write one story a week, I wrote a bunch more than that, which means I have extra stories that I am going to bundle together into a bonus volume available only for you guys on this Kickstarter. Other people who come along later will have to pay extra for it, but you, by backing this campaign, will get this bonus volume of stories for free, assuming, of course, that we hit the stretch goals below. These stories are awesome. There's military science fiction, there's portal fantasy, there's epic fantasy, there's mysteries, crime, a bit of romance, some horror, anything you'd want. A whole lot of fun for an entire year's worth of reading. So come back this campaign and get yourself some great fun tales. You'll enjoy it. And I thank you very much for your support. Okay, so that, excuse me. That is the video, obviously. Nobody's pledged the campaign yet. Not unexpected because it just went live like 5 minutes ago, right? That's cool. So let's scroll on down and check out the campaign page. The story thus far is what I just said in the video. Here are the rewards. Some of these will look familiar to you if you've been to previous campaigns. That's okay. I'm more explicitly pointing out my Glimmer Vale Chronicles series because that's a series of 6 books that's ongoing. In fact, I'm writing the next one in the series right now. That's one of the things that we doing for 24, but we'll talk about that later. So you can get that starter book for that series there. I have an awesome sci-fi novel you can get. And then we get down to the whole collection of 5 of the 52 stories in 2023 collection, which each individual book, $4 for the ebook, 12 for print, or you get a discount if you get all 5, which is nice. Discounts are good as long as you take advantage of them. You can also get the entire Glimmer Vale Chronicles series as it currently stands. It's an ongoing series, and we are always writing more. In fact, in this last volume of 52 stories, there's a couple of Glimmer Vale short stories that'll be in there, which is nice. But that's not included in this full fantasy series offering because, for obvious reasons, it's part of the short fiction collection. So you can get individual books or the entire series at a little bit discount for those. All right, so the short fiction omnibus. This is everything I've put out short fiction wise so far as 11 volumes. Um, most of them are volumes of 10, except for Tales of Adventure 1 and 2. Those are longer stories, novelette slash novellas. So I only put 5 in those because, same length. Stories from Glimmervale, which is the short stories that have been written to this date. There's 5 of those, so that's a 5-volume collection. And Stories from the Great Challenge is like 50 stories. So that's why there's a fair amount of cost involved in getting all 11 volumes, as you might imagine. But that's okay. If you like my work and want to be in the stories using your likeness or your name as a character in the story, hey, you can do that. Pay me some money, I'll put you in a story. We can we can discuss what kind of character you want to be and if you want to kick butt or get your butt kicked. Some people like being killed in stories of their favorite writers. So that's fun. You can do that. Costs a bit of money because you're getting all of the stories. Plus, I have to coordinate with you and write a story. And this is a special thing, so it costs a little bit, right? How much you want a story written just for you? Well, we can do that too. It's going to cost you a little bit more because my time's valuable. A little caveat on this, right? This would be written for you, but I'm not giving you the rights to the story. This is something that's written for you for fun. I'll retain the rights to the story. I'll put it out in a future collection or something. And I sing your praises when I do it, obviously. But if anybody elects this option, we'll do up a separate contract, keep things legal, so everybody understands what's what and who's where, so there's no confusion about that. But this is not my intention to give away rights to the story. Just write something for you for fun that you think would be cool. All right, add-ons. I got a lot of stories out there, but also I recognize that maybe somebody wants just, excuse me, wants maybe the entire short fiction omnibus, but they also want to try out the Glorvale books or something like that. So everything that's in the rewards is available as an add-on, and I've put in some other stories of mine that you can pick up ebook or print for a little bit extra as an add-on if you want. Now here comes the fun part. I already told it to you in the video, right? Because I wrote more than just a story a week. I wrote a bunch of books, a bunch of stories. So I'm putting together an additional bonus volume, bonus stories, extra stories that I wrote above and beyond the minimum to meet the goal for the year. And that's going to be the stretch goal, the first stretch goal, and the second stretch goal for this campaign. So if set the campaign goal the same as the previous campaign goals at $200, it's pretty easy to meet. We generally have met that goal pretty quickly in the past. If we get up to $500, everybody will get the ebook of the bonus volume. If we get to $750, the print book comes available. If you want the print book, you gotta elect a print reward tier, right? Because otherwise, the extra cost of shipping a print book wouldn't be covered in the ebook stuff on its own. In addition, just the extra logistical tracking is just going to be annoying. And I figure if somebody wants a print book, they already would have gotten a print book tier, reward tier, and if they don't, why am I going to ship them a print book, right? Save that cost. So that's the plan for that. If we get past that 750 mark, obviously we'll add more stretch goals, which would be awesome. I am fully endorse passing that second stretch goal area, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Knock on wood. All right. Then you got about the author. I've published almost 100 short stories, novellas, and novels. I've appeared in some anthologies. I'm a 20-year veteran of the U.S. Navy submarine force. That is true. I have 4 kids. I'm in San Diego. I have a podcast. Hey, look, you're watching this video on the channel that does the podcast if you're on YouTube or Rumble. I'm streaming today to LinkedIn as well. I think this may be the first, maybe the second time I've done that. Um, so that's kind of fun. Those of you who aren't familiar with the podcast, also it has an audio, excuse me, audio only version of the podcast too. Those of you who aren't familiar with the podcast, we mostly do editions on Saturday. I call it Story Saturday for a reason. And what I normally do is I'll read um, some of my work. That's the kind of the point. I've done some other things in the past too. Talked some naval history, talked some philosophy, some movie, talking about movies that I liked or didn't like. But mostly it's me reading my books. Um, I've done both novel length books and short stories on the channel. Um, Lately, it's just been short stories because I was going through that first Stories from the Great Challenge all last year. This year, in fact, we're going to start that this week. We're going to go through these stories from the 2023 challenge. I don't feel like that's going to be ruining anything for this because, hey, uh, volume one has been out there for a long time. 10 stories. It'll take 10 weeks. This campaign's only good 3 weeks. It'll be fine. Also, if you're not sure if you want to back the campaign or not, swing by on Saturday and you can listen to me read the first book story from volume one, which is a science fiction military sci-fi story called Midwatch Asylum. This story is based in the sci-fi universe that I write that has a couple different entities that I tend to write stories about. The Icaran Confederation and the Korathi Empire. That is a military sci-fi book about some things going on with the Icaran Confederation Navy. So on Saturday, we'll put that out on the podcast channels. Anyway, that's got nothing to do with this campaign except that I mentioned it here. Now, frequently asked questions about the campaign. Okay, yeah, is shipping included in the base pledge? No. The reason why is what makes it look a little, cheaper. But also, sometimes it's a little hard to say exactly how much shipping will be, depending on how many um, books are in the reward tier. So what I set it up is the different reward tiers have different shipping costs. So for instance, the get one book thing, that'll be like $5 of shipping. Getting all of these books, it'll be more. I think what I put it at. I think I put it at like $20 or something to ship. Let me double check. Scrolling down to the short fiction omnibus thing. Let's go verify. Does it? Yeah, so oh, look at that. That's the first time I've ever clicked that details thing and seen it. And you get all these great cool. I didn't know it'd do that. Learned something new. Anyway, so I think it's like 15 10, I think it's like $15 to ship the entire omnibus, which is cool. And hey, look, we already got a pledge backer come in. Somebody pledged $8. Woohoo! We're on our way. That's awesome. So anyway, we are cooking with gas here. Pledges are coming in. People are backing it already. You should back it too, because you are a person of utmost taste and utmost class, and you really, really like good stories. And here's a fun thing: I write good stories. I'm a good writer. I know it for a fact based on all kinds of reasons, all kinds of good feedback over the years. Actually, making money at this a little bit, but still making money at it, and people like them, so you will like them too. So come back the campaign and join me on Saturday for Story Saturday, and have a fun year going through that. We'll be obviously doing more campaigns for the 2024 projects that I have going on, but I'll talk about them later on at a different place. The purpose of this stream is, of course, for this campaign. So, moving forward, one of the things I've done in the past is done more live streams in the future. Just show how the campaign's going, let the world know, and talk about the events of the previous day in the campaign. Now, not always been really good about doing live daily updates on this. In the last couple of campaigns, I've had life things go on and only got 2 or 3 a week done. But I'm going to endeavor to get as close to daily updates as I can because it's fun and also, drive a little more traffic and interest. So staying tuned on the channels on YouTube, Rowan Bowl. And I think I'm going to alternate between LinkedIn and Twitter or X. When it's a silly name. I, I just can't call it X. It just doesn't flow as well. Anyway, um, so I'll look for as close to daily updates on the campaign as I can for the next 3 weeks. On those channels, I probably won't do them Sundays rather, because we got church and other things going on, and you know, kind of don't like to do too much on Sundays. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks in advance for supporting the campaign, and let's make this a great one. All right, I am going to sign off. Remember, go back it, back it early, back it often. The earlier we make the goals, the more likely it is for Kickstarter to say, "Hey, this is doing well," and show a little more light on it, and gives a little more promotion stuff for it, a little more visibility, which is nice. But be that as it may, um, if you're planning to back it quick if you can, and I'd appreciate it. Thanks very much for your support. I'm going to sign out and I'll go do some other work. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Until then, don't do anything I wouldn't do.